buying sex here at this particular shop.
And you mentioned that this had been under investigation for quite some time. We had looked at that there were other investigations, search warrants. How long do these processes usually take before a judge may issue that order?
I'm not sure what you mean.
How long do these processes usually take before these kind of restraining orders may go into effect while investigations are ongoing?
Well, it all depends on what's happening with the investigation and what law enforcement's doing, because what the nuisance abatement team does is very different from what law enforcement's doing. Our actions are civil, and so we have to wait for the criminal investigations to clear up, and then we can take action based on those criminal investigations.
And as you mentioned, this place had other investigations in the past. How does your office try to prevent things like these from reopening or certain people reopening the same businesses?
That's a really good question. So hopefully by now the illicit massage businesses know that we're watching them. And the nuisance abatement team and our partners are doing everything that we can to make it very difficult for them to operate so that they understand it's not worth it to operate in El Paso.
Mm-hmm. And I know this restraining order ends on the 17th, correct?
Yes.
What will happen in the next about week and a half, 12 days? Will anything change in that time before that order ends? What do these next 12 days look like with this order now in place?
I can't say much other than the business will remain closed. If there's some other negotiations that are happening, I can't talk about those. It'll have to wait until the 17th or at the conclusion of the hearings.
What usually are the next steps, I guess, on a more broad scale?
Generally, in our cases against the illicit massage businesses, we have conversations with the business owners and with the landlords. Often the landlords are cooperative with us, and they do what they can to exercise their rights as landlords. And we're hoping that that's the case in this particular instance.
Anything else, John?
You talk about, Mesa Street, just keep looking at him. We've had a couple of these establishments talk a little bit about, if this is the hot spot or it's all over town that you guys are investigating.
We investigate all over town. We've closed over 40 massage parlors in the past several years. We're aware of the ones that exist now. And although the nuisance abatement team has a lot of support from the county attorney's office and law enforcement, it's a pretty small team. So although it might take us a while to get to everything, we're watching them.
And talk about some of the penalties that, civilians can get themselves in trouble.
Civilians, okay, so the buyers of sex, the men that come to these massage parlors to buy sex can be charged with prostitution. But that's not what our office does.
Okay. And you said this is a civil.
Ours is a civil, and I think it would be difficult to prove prostitution in these cases. I mean, to charge a person with it. So, but I don't know, I'm not the DA's office, so don't put that one over.
Anything else?
I think that's it, unless you guys have other questions in